We ready to roll? Of course, I can't hear again, but all right. Well, welcome to Krenzer Field on a gorgeous April 15th. So far, we have winning teams in Cleveland. The Cavaliers won this afternoon over the Indiana Pacers, and right now, the Indians are leading the Detroit Tigers 9-6 in the 7th inning. But it's sunny and warm, and Cleveland State Lacrosse is about to take on the Walsh University team, Division II program out of nearby Canton. My name is John Perry. I'll be calling the play-by-play and the color commentary in today's game. What's different today is we're playing outdoors at home. The bubble was taken down on the 21st of March, so Cleveland State has been practicing outdoors on the bubble, as has the soccer team and both soccer teams, and track a little bit running around the outside. So we're excited to be playing outdoors. We have a nice crowd on hand. The field is oriented north to south. The stands, the team has got their back to the sun. The stands are looking into the sun, but it's going to drop behind some of the Cleveland's tall buildings in the next half hour. So we're ready to go. As we know, the face-off is the key. Walsh comes in 1-10. Cleveland State first-year program comes in 3-9. And we're ready to go, and we're ready with the face-off. Looked like Danny Tessler moves soon, so it's going to be Walsh's ball on the infraction. They go right at it. Boy, Danny gets off the field. He jumped a little before the whistle. Walsh is a Division II program. That just means they have fewer scholarships. I also think they're a fairly new program, maybe in the last 2 years. They're working the ball around up top. Shot, off goal. Walsh backs it up. It's going to be their ball. Closest team to it on a shot, when it goes out of bounds and where it goes out of bounds. So Walsh maintains possession. Ball's on the ground. Walsh picks up the ground ball. Save. Espinoza, first shot and goal, and first save. CSU clears the ball, and now are on the attack. However, they lose it out the end line. Again, it was not a shot, so possession to Walsh. Walsh now will try to clear the ball. Goalie gets around the cage. He's got to get out of the cage in under 4 seconds. Interesting, the Walsh mascot is Cavaliers. So let's see if the Cavaliers can go 1-1 on the day, meaning the Cleveland Cavaliers got the win. Walsh shoots and hits outside the cage. When you see that net jump, everybody thinks it's a goal, but it wasn't. It was outside the cage. Walsh is led by number 25, Brian Krim. He's their leading scorer with 24 points, 23 goals, and 1 assist. CSU clears the ball. All right, trying to settle behind the cage, work the ball a little bit. It's always good to let everybody get a touch. 1-on-1, not good enough for a shot. CSU continues to work the ball. Flag is down. I didn't see that flag come down, but when they're either going to get a goal or when Walsh gains possession, it'll be a penalty on Walsh. Good reverse, shot, missed the cage. Okay, CSU is going to be extra man now.
Penalty is on number 19, John Slavin of Walsh. 30-second penalty for offside.
Okay, Walsh was offsides and will serve a 30-second penalty. It was why Cleveland State was in possession of the ball. If the team in possession goes offside, they lose possession. Cleveland State going against the zone. 6 against 5 plus the goalie. Trying to move the ball quickly, make the zone move. Make the zone move. Defense wants you to take an up-top shot. Offense wants to get in close, like this is in close. It's a shot and miss. CSU picks it up and retains the ball. Okay, the extra man is over. It's all even. Still 0-0 here in the early going of the first quarter, 5 minutes into the game. CSU maintaining possession. Another shot and save. Saves are even at 1 apiece. Walsh is now clearing. Whoops. That's not a trip. CSU stops the clear. Now they're on a bit of a break. Puck in front, ball in front, goal. A broken play that CSU takes advantage of. We'll check on who scored in a second here.
Cleveland State goal scored by number 22, Tristan Copeland.
Tristan Copeland, number 22, attackman on the goal. It was a broken clear.
Assist to number 31, Drake Stevens.
And Stevens gets the assist.
At 5:05 of the first period.
All right, 5 minutes and 5 seconds into the first period. CSU takes the lead 1-0. Face off. Picked up and controlled by Janee. Shot inside. Ooh, nice. Oh, bounced back out. Nice save. CSU was right on the doorstep on that one, but nice hit by the Walsh goalie. CSU content to work it around. The officials think they're not making any effort to move the offense. They'll put out a stalling call. Shot off target again. CSU's gotten 4 shots off. Obviously, one of them, 2 of them on goal, 1 save, 1 goal. Danny Tessler just won the faceoff, working from the midfield. Nice pick by CSU. It has to be a stationary pick and a shot and a goal. Individual, 22, Copeland again. That's his 2nd goal. Cleveland State takes a 2-0 lead. 8:27 to go in the first period. So far, Cleveland State's dominated possession. In the very first couple times, Walsh had some shots they got off. Espinoza had 1 save, and the other shot missed the cage. We're back at the face-off. Not sure if CSU's changed up now or not, if it's Danny Tessler or the next face-off guy. Okay, Walsh wins the face-off. Number 10 marker, so is our backup face-off guy, and he took that face-off. But Walsh retained possession.
There it is. Yeah. I had a little glitch. I had a glitch because I transferred the thing over to my computer. Yeah, but if I have it, since I plugged it into my computer, I'm good now, right? I'm good. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay, just making sure. All right, I'll close your computer. Okay, bye.
And Brian Grimm, number 25 for Walsh, is their leading scorer from the midfield. Oof. Shot, but off target by number 24 for Walsh. Shot high. Off the end line, backed up. Walsh comes right back out with it. Throws it loose. However, they're going to recover out at the midfield. Walsh content to work it. Stop from going in the crease. Picked up by Espinoza. CSU on the clear. Successful clear. Right in front. Oh, point blank shot for Copeland. Missed the cage. CSU backs it up and retains possession. Got a broken stick. It's being taken off the field. It becomes dangerous. It's about the only time the game will stop. Cleveland State gets their hard goods, helmet, sticks, gloves from Warrior Lacrosse as a sponsor. Jerseys and uniforms come from Unitas, right here in Solon, Ohio. CSU working up top. Another good shot. 6 shots to 4 so far, and 2 of them went in the cage for CSU. Still not on cage enough to make this guy happy. Another nice shot. That time I think the goalie deflected it out. Another save by the goalie. Walsh trying to clear it, have it over the mid. They got to get into the box, and they did. So now they can settle, do a little subbing, bring in some fresh lines. CSU brings in a long stick midi, number 9. A lot of specialties. Long stick midi is a specialty. Face off is a specialty. Again, the defense can get into the circle, the crease, as it's called. The offense cannot. A little cat and mouse game between the defense and Walsh. Attack from behind, missed. The ball goes over the midline. It's like basketball, mid-court turnover, but they tracked it down before it got to the midline. Walsh has been told now that they're stalling. They're going to turn the clock on. They have 30 seconds to get a shot on goal. Doesn't have to be a goal, but they need to get a shot on goal. Otherwise, it's a turnover. And they've turned it over anyway, and now CSU has the ball, so the stalling clock is turned back to 30 seconds. CSU clears the ball successfully, gets it into the box. Again, willing to work the ball. Okay. All right. Still content to move the ball around the outside. Shot. Get off cage. CSU has 9 shots now to Walsh's 4. 2 of them for goals. Another shot. Blocked in front. Goalie again has up to 4 seconds to get out of the crease, which he does. Now he's running up the field as part of the clear. If they turn it over, it's a wide open goal. CSU riding hard. Going to be a penalty on number 31. Hit him in the head, or face mask actually. Oh, going to be a second penalty on CSU now for probably a push. CSU will be man down. 30 seconds, 2 separate players, or 2 1-minute penalties. Waiting to hear what the call is.
Cleveland State penalties. Number 31, Drake Stevens.
1 minute for a slash
1
on
minute penalty.
Stevens.
Also a 30-second penalty on number 29, Isaac Atencio. 30-second penalty.
Second penalty is for 30 seconds, so CSU starts down 2 men, so it's 6 on 4 plus the goalie. CSU is in what's known as a box, 2-2, zone defense. Nice save by the goalie on the shot. CSU can only take 1 guy over the midline. A wide open shot again missed. Still down 2 men. We're late in the first quarter, and now 1 man releases. So it's now 6 on 5 plus the goalie. A little more common lineup. But still an extra man for Walsh. Shot and missed. Shot and save. CSU clearing it now. The penalty is over, so we're all even. 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. CSU leads 2-0. Walsh defender drops his stick. You cannot play without your stick. In ice hockey you can, but in lacrosse, if you don't have your stick in your hands, you cannot play. It's a moving pick on Cleveland State. It's like basketball. You have to be stationary. In basketball, it would be called a foul. In this case, it's loss of possession. It's a technical foul. Goalie is clearing the ball, which is a bit risky, but he's done it successfully. Oops, not quite. However, the quarter is over. We're at the end of the quarter, folks. Let's. The goalie was way up. Sometimes teams do that to tire out the goalie, force him to clear the ball, but if he turns it over,
the first period,
get an empty net.
State 2, Walsh nothing. With a great downtown location adjacent to the Cleveland State University campus, the Langston offers 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom apartments and lofts with an ultra-modern design and layout, walk-in closets, and a private bathroom for each bedroom.
Tristan Copeland has both goals for Cleveland State.
For more information on Tom Cleveland apartments and lofts. Fans join the Extra Man organization known as EMO, as you could help Coach Sheridan build the Viking lacrosse program in Northeast Ohio. Information on the donor program, CSUVikings.com.
Tristan Copeland, number 22, has both goals, was the second leading scorer coming in tonight with 19 points, 11 goals and 8 assists. He now has 13 goals. He's just behind Jake Lewis, who has 14 goals and 10 assists for 24 points. All right, we're ready to start second period. Danny Tesla ready to face off. Teams switch ends of the field. Cleveland State will now be going to my left. They're going to the south. Again, only 6 men in the middle of the field until the ball's in possession, or until the ball crosses either of the restraining lines, and then everybody can play it. So it's not a mass out there. It's 3 on 3. Danny Tesler already has 1 face-off penalty. If he does it again, he has to serve a penalty, I think, or maybe the third time. Ball is loose on the ground, picked up by Walsh, which now frees everybody else, and Walsh controls it. A little bit of a broken situation. At this point, the name of the game is possession. Very hard to score if you don't have possession. And right now, Walsh has possession. Comes all the way in, shoots from a point blank. Does not manage. There's a little bit of a missed pass. Trying to get it before it goes out of bounds. Walsh picks it up. So we have a broken clear. So Walsh has now cleared it back the other way. CSU has cleared 5 out of 6 times. Walsh 3 out of 4 times, including that one. As we start the second period, Walsh is in a little more control here. And they turn it over. CSU will try to clear the ball. Right now, the goalie is the only person open. And they play a little cat and mouse here. CSU successfully clears the ball. 6 out of 7 on the clears. CSU bring it around the outside. Tristan Copeland. Out to Chase Baker. Out to Noah Gleason. Over to Nick Wendell. All the way around. CSU mixes up a little bit, inverts, puts middies up on attack. Right now, Jack Frickleton's been up in attack and into the crease. Shot off cage. There's a nice shot and save and goal. The goalie let it rebound in front. So we have a shot, we had a save, and we had a goal. Checking on who the goal was. It was a not controlled by the goalie.
Goal scored by number 33, Chase Baker.
Okay, Chase Baker picked up, sometimes it's like a garbage goal in basketball. The ball's hanging around, but quick hands, quick pickup, and the goalie had no chance. So
Baker scores unassisted.
So we're back to the face-off. Danny Telsar, number 1 face-off for CSU. He's been out a couple games earlier in the season with a concussion. Ball comes back, but CSU gains possession. Face-offs are 3-3 at this point. Danny stays in at the midfield. It's Chase. Back to Tristan Copeland. Number 42, Sherwin Gersten's in the game. CSU working it patiently. Over to Danny, he's got some quick moves. Nice look and shot, nice save. Nice save by the goalie. Walsh content to work it a little bit and fire from the top. CSU picks it up right on the edge line. Now we clear it up. Got it up to Justin Connor. Now it's up to Chase Baker. CSU now 7 for 8 in clears. Walsh is 4 for 5. Nick Wendell's number 4. Noah Gleason's 27 with the left hand. Swings back to his right hand. Gets it out to Chase Baker, who gets a shot. Again, blocked by the goalie and out of bounds. Walsh goalie now has 7 saves. CSU goalie has 3. And been a timeout called. Each team gets 2 timeouts a half. We have 9
on the field, called by Walsh.
Walsh called the timeout. We have 9:24 to go in the second quarter. Cleveland State up 3-0 over Walsh. Both goalies playing well. Walsh goalie particularly well with 7 saves. CSU goalie with 3 saves. Cleveland State now has taken 15 shots. If you add up saves and goals, quite a few of them have been off target.
Huntington Bank, Great Lakes Viewing, Medical Mutual, Coors, Intercontinental Hotel and Suites, Tomato, Holiday Inn Cleveland Clinic, First Energy, and The Edge on Euclid. Thank you for your support of Cleveland State Athletics.
Teams are back out. CSU will have the ball behind. And works it around. Up top to Nick Wendell. Over to Steve Massey. Massey started out as an attackman. He's playing more midfield for CSU. He's a better driver from up top. Number 1. Driving now, Stu passes off, missed the goal again. Nick Wendell got a shot that was left of the goal. CSU retains possession. Nice shot by Chase Baker, 33. That's his second goal.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 33, Chase Baker. Assist to number 1, Stephen Mast. At 6:36 of the second period.
Okay, marker. So number 10 is going to take the going to take the face-off. Officials get him in place. That's not a flag. Nope, they're going to call it, though. Going to call a trip on Cleveland State. Thought it was a bit much, but it was the call.
The Cleveland State penalty called on number 2, Jared Stepka, 30 seconds for holding.
Penalty was on number 2, Jared Stepka. 30 seconds for holding. Walsh has the man advantage. Working the ball, 6 on 5. Here comes the 30 seconds are over. CSU back onto the field now. Man even, 6 on 6 plus the goalie. So Walsh didn't even get a shot off on that extra man. Content to work it behind. Dump it off and a nice goal. Number 22 for Walsh. Nicholas Kastorf on a nice shot. Point blank, goalie had no chance. And a nice feed from behind. It's called a quick stick. Again, the goalie has almost no chance unless it hits him. Danny Tessler back in to face off.
The Walsh goal scored by number 22, Nicholas Kastorf. Assist to number 13, Ryan Martin.
Nice assist for Ryan Martin from Walsh. Fed from behind for the winning. Picked up by number 9 for CSU. And that's Jack Whitnack, long pole midi. Point blank, but missed the cage again. Faceoffs right now are 4-4. But the goals are 4-1 CSU. Jake Lewis, number 7 in the game for the first time in a while. Playing up top. He's normally in the attack. And he's CSU's leading scorer. At 24 points. CSU content to work it. Jake Lewis up. And now CSU wants to use a timeout. There's no advantage of saving it into the second half. So each team has used one timeout this half.
Timeout, Cleveland State.
Sun now has dropped down behind the buildings. A little easier to see the field from this side. See, the Goodyear blimp is still over the Indian Stadium, so we'll see how they're doing. Indians 4-6 coming into today. Right now they're up in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, 13-6. A lot of runs. They've been starving for runs the last several games, so nice to see them make the bats come out. All right, teams are coming back on the field for the last 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Cleveland State is dominating in shots. They have 18 shots to Walsh's 8. So quite a domination in shots and probably in time of Tommy Joyce, number 28, 's in for the first time that I've seen. There's a shot and a goal by Jake Lewis, number 7. So he pushes himself out to 25 points.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 7, Jake Lewis.
Cleveland State now leads 5-1.
22, Tristan Copeland.
An assist to Copeland. So Copeland continues to come close.
Of the second period. It is Cleveland State 5, Walsh 1.
Danny Telser back out to face off, number 5 for CSU. Over on this wing is Jared Stepka, number 2. Far side is a long stick midi, probably number 9. Zach Witnack, but I can't see him from here. I think he's from down outside of Columbus. Yep. Nope, it's 0. A little bit of confusion here. They're going to give the ball to CSU. The long stick midi was Bobby Kidd. I'm sorry about that. He's still on the field, but he's getting ready to come off. CSU now has won 5 out of 9 face-offs. So long stick midi, Bobby Kidd staying on the field. Now he's looking to get off, trying to decide, trying to race off and get a head start for the guy coming on, which he has. Creates a little bit of an extra man advantage. And a shot and a save. So a little cat and mouse to get off. Cleveland State now has 20 shots. Walsh does a nice job clearing the ball. Maintains possession, under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Walsh content to work it around the outside. Again, their leading scorer is Brian Grimm, number 25, has 24 points coming in today, and Alex Hudgens, who I think has their goal, number 24, now has 22 points. So 24 and 25 are Walsh's leading scorers, and they attack from the midfield. Nice check, but he's beat him and dumps off. Content to take it behind. Nice one-man move and shot, and a nice save by Espinoza. CSU now with 4 saves. And Walsh with 8 saves. Shots are 20-10 in favor of Cleveland State. Goalie was checking some of his equipment, I think, but we're set to go. Walsh attacking from up top. So I'm trying to sub for myself. Got my hand up. Nope. No, it's all right. I got him. Errant pass. Nope. Deflected by Cleveland State, so it's off Cleveland State. Nice defense. Slash from behind. There's a penalty against them. That truly was a slash. I was reading the check from behind was a better phrase. CSU now clears the ball. But they're going to get an extra man when the play stops. Either on a goal or an out of bounds. Or a defense recovers it. Chase Baker dumps it off to Jack Frickleton. Back to Jack from Tristan Copeland. To Chase Baker. Over to... Thought I wrote that down, but I will. And a goal from Jack Frickleton. See who the assist was on. Yeah, 42 Sherwin Gersten, my mistake. Didn't pick that up quick enough. So it's now 6-1 in favor of Cleveland State.
A goal scored by number 27, Noah Gleason.
Yeah, it was Noah Gleason, not Jack Frickleton. My mistake. Good goal.
12:36, second period, timeout Walsh.
Walsh uses their second time out of the first half.
The assist on the last Cleveland State goal is by number 5, Danny Tesler. Timeout Walsh.
Danny Tesler got an assist on Noah Gleason's goal. So here we are with 2:24 to go in the second quarter. Cleveland State is up 6-1 as we close in on halftime. Okay, we're back out for the face-off. Danny Tesler to face off. Nick Wendell on this side of the field, and up top is Bobby Word. Oh, make that Bobby Kidd, number 0. Playing long stick midi. Ball pops out. It's going to be possessed by CSU. Nick Wendell takes it over. Another win for Danny Telsar, number 5. So we have the lights on. We're probably going to need them middle of the second half. Ball is tipped, knocked loose, and stolen back by, ooh, there's a penalty. And that is my man Jack Frickleton, who was taken down by the Walsh player. See whether it's a, going to call a 30-second hold. Looked like a tackle from here. So Cleveland.
Walsh Bentley on number 14, Mark Guzik, 30 seconds for holding.
Each team has had 2 man advantages, although when Walsh had theirs, they were up two men.
11.
For at least the first 30 seconds, they were down 2 players. Neither team has scored on the extra man, and goalie just knocked that down, but Tristan Copeland was able to pick it up. CSU trying to work inside the zone. And there's a good play and a nice shot. Jake Lewis playing on the attack side. Nice shot and goal.
Scored by number 7, Jake Lewis. Assist to number 27, Noah Gleason.
Noah Gleason gets the assist to Jake Lewis.
At 13-31.
First extra man goal of the game. Cleveland State is now up 7-1. Danny Tessler back out to face off. CSU having a good second quarter. At least 4 goals this quarter to 1 for Walsh. It's a little bit of a push inside, so CSU can chain it. CSU uses their timeout. It's use it or lose it. So we're down to 1 minute and 14 seconds. Faceoffs are now 7-4 in favor of Cleveland State. Officials are checking the sticks. There's very precise measurements and how deep the pocket can be. They can see the ball between the pocket and the sidewall, too deep a pocket, and the stick will be taken out of the game. And the player will serve a mandatory minute for sure. There's a minimum length, I think, of 36 inches and a maximum length of 72 inches. It's all precise as different people try to doctor sticks and take advantage. A little bit like ice hockey where they bend the sticks. Well, the Indians game is over. I think they won 13-6. The Goodyear blimp has vacated the premises. We have a pretty sky to the west. And 1 minute and 14 seconds to go here in the first half with Cleveland State up 7-1. On the field for the first time, number 47. Gideon Brockenborough has got the ball. He's from Philadelphia. Passed over to Tommy Joyce. I think this is mostly the third midfield. Passed on to Sherwin Gersten. There's a quick stick. Ooh, nice save by the goalie. Nice shot and nice save. Walsh goalie has 9 saves. Espinoza has 4 saves for Cleveland State. Not quite cleared yet. Still trying to get it in the box over the restraining line. Got it. So a good clear by Walsh. Walsh is 6 for 7 on clears. CSU recovered the ground ball and threw it out of bounds, so Walsh will retain it. CSU is 8 for 9 on clears. 9 seconds, first half. Nice shot, but wide left. Shots are 23-11. Another shot, but it's after the whistle. Would not have counted. Ball has to cross the plane before 0 shows up on the scoreboard and the horn sounds. We'll see if we're doing a 10-minute break or a 15-minute break. When we were in the bubble, it was 15 because it took that long for people to get outside and use the restroom. But right now it's a 10-minute on the clock.
Cleveland State 7, Walsh University 1.
Quick review of the stats. Face-off, CSU 7, Walsh 4. Shots 23-11, favor CSU. Saves 9 for Walsh and 4 for CSU.
Vikings.
Clears, CSU 8 for 9, Walsh 6 for 7. And we're going to take a break now. We'll be back in 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
From the academic buildings and the Wall Street Center.
Okay, we're ready to go to the second half. Cleveland State up 7-1. We have Danny Tesler out there facing off. CSU's dominated time of possession and shots, as well as face-offs. Danny controls. Knocked loose. Whoop, knocked loose again. But he has the face-off. CSU now has 8 face-offs. Walsh has 4 face-offs. Danny takes a shot from up top, wide left. Backed up by Copeland. So CSU keeps the ball. Nick Wendell moves it over to Stephen Massey.
His phone was charging.
Brings it around behind. Out to Noah Gleason, over to Chase Baker. Stephen Massey attacking from the top right. Whoop, nice defense. Knocked his stick loose. That's called a yard sale. And now we have a clear by Walsh, even though they dropped it. Careful. They still don't have it in the box. They still don't have it in the box. Throws it in, but he throws it out of bounds. So it's an unsuccessful clear and never got it in the box. Cleveland State now has the ball and will try to clear. Walsh drops back near the midline, which is a deep zone ride. But CSU does a jerk up and down. Zips it up to Noah Gleason, who's in the box for a successful clear. CSU down 9 out of 10 clears. Walsh is 6 out of 8 clearing the ball. CSU to content to move it around up top. Another check from behind. CSU has to pull that stick forward. If you leave it back there, somebody's going to get it. Checked well by Walsh and led all the way out of bounds despite CSU's efforts to save it by Nick Wendell. Back to Walsh trying to clear it. Good look by Walsh and a successful clear. All right, Walsh content to hang on to the ball a little bit, bring it around to behind. CSU playing man for man. Packed in a little bit. Shot. Going to hit CSU in the head, so now they got to clear the ball. So now we're going to adjudicate the penalty against Walsh. And CSU will get the ball midfield already cleared. We'll see what the penalty is and whether it's a minute or 30 seconds. Okay, it's 1 minute, and CSU will be in an extra man, 6 on 5 plus the goalie.
Walsh penalty on number 22, Nicholas Kastorf, 1 minute penalty.
Called
For slashing
personal foul slashing.
At 3:31 of the third period.
CSU is extra man and shoots and scores. Nick Wendell from the right side facing the goalie, left side facing the goalie, right side facing out from the goalie.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 4, Nick Wendell. Assist to number 26, Jack Frickleton.
Jack Frickleton got the assist. Nick Wendell on the goal. And it looks like Danny Telser back out to face off.
At 3:31, the third period.
It's now 8-1.
Advantage goal.
Danny Telser controls the face off. A little bit of a break. Feed, pass, shoot. Nice save.
Oh, you want that one? Okay. I'll get that one for you.
10th save for the Walsh goalie.
One of the guys requested to pipe it up. So
Now they're trying to let some clock burn. Looks upfield.
really, I think it's kind of dope. I think it's kind of cool.
And now they've cleared the ball. Nice pass, shot, nice save. Looked like it was deflected up and over by Espinoza. We're all even now. 6 on 6 plus the goalie. CSU playing man for man up top. Another nice shot and a save. Shot high. Walsh retains possession behind the Walsh Cavaliers. We're on the campus of Cleveland State at Krensler Field, corner of 18th and Chester Avenue. Shot blocked in front. CSU now clearing. And successfully clears the ball. Nice pass, another nice pass. Oh, point blank save. CSU worked the ball all the way in front of the crease. Point blank shot and save. Goalie sort of wung at that time and did not make the clear and gave himself up. Shot and goal. Right off a broken clear.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 33, Chase Baker. Assist to number 40, Kay Johnson.
All right, Chase Baker gets the goal. Let's see if the flag is a push. Yeah, the flag is waved off. There's a technical foul, like a push, and the goal scores, then they pick up the flag. If it's a personal foul, you serve it regardless. So now we have Mark Erso facing off. It's now 9-1 in favor of Cleveland State. Mark had it momentarily, so they called possession, which released players from the box. And now they're going to call a flag. Hopefully it's only well, it could be pushed with possession for 30 seconds. Yep, 30-second penalty against Cleveland State. That'll give Walsh a man advantage for 30 seconds. 6-on-5 plus the goalie.
Cleveland State penalty on number 10, Mark Urso. 30-second penalty.
Uh-oh, kid's stick broke. Creates a fast break. CSU can only bring 2 men over or they'll be offsides. Walsh is back, but they're going to allow CSU to burn the penalty. CSU still down a man. Not sure the 30 seconds isn't over, but okay, we're all even now. .740 to go in the third quarter. CSU leading 9-1. Nice pass in front. Very nice pass. Goal again by Chase Baker. He's having a career night.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 33, Chase Baker. Assist to number 22, Tristan Copeland.
Assist to Copeland from behind.
At 7:26 of the third period. Timeout, Walsh.
Okay, we're now 10-0 or 10-1, I'm sorry, in favor of Cleveland State. And Walsh takes their first time out of the second half. It's a beautiful night here in downtown Cleveland. Cleveland State, first-year program, primarily freshmen, came in 3-9, getting some much-needed confidence tonight with the goals. CSU now playing some different people. Close wing, number 11, Ethan Peterson. Midi. I think we still have Mark Erso facing off. Yep. Now he has a long stick. And no control. Over the line. It's open to everybody now, and CSU picks it up. Face-offs are 10-5. Nice goal by Gideon, and he got hit after it. We'll see what they do with that. It's my man Gideon Brockenborough, number 42 from Philadelphia. Makes it 11-1.
Goal scored by number 47, Gideon Brockenborough. He scores
and they called a penalty on it, which is time served.
Walsh penalty on number 12.
It's the fifth time CSU has been up in the game. So the extra man unit's on. Oh, gave it up. Now let's see who gets it coming off. Still goes over to Walsh. Walsh playing one less man. Everybody can play man for man. And now Cleveland State takes a timeout. Cleveland State wants to get organized. That was a extra man opportunity that they
Timeout.
turned it over.
Cleveland State.
6 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the third quarter. Beautiful twilight here in downtown Cleveland. This is John Perry, special assistant to the athletic director at Cleveland State, and play-by-play color for today's production of Cleveland State lacrosse. Cleveland State's winding down the schedule. This is the third from last game. Next Saturday they play at Sacred Heart in Connecticut. And the following Saturday they wrap up the inaugural season with a home game against Detroit at 7 p.m. right here at Krenzer Field. Walsh trying to clear down a man, so there should be somebody on everybody, and they're going to run it over and succeed. Get it in the box, all alone in front of the goal. Great save. CSU now clears the ball successfully and is no longer a man up. It's all even. Nice cross pass, nice save by the goalie. And now Walsh will try to clear the ball. Copeland putting a little bit of pressure on the goalie because he likes to clear it himself. And the guy wanted to shoot. Walsh retains possession and is working around behind. Shot, and again off the cage. Ball on the ground, but he's going to recover it. Shots are about 30 to 18 CSU. Right now, Walsh is retaining possession. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Shot and saved. Successful clear by CSU. Looks to settle. Nick Wendell fires and scores. Most likely unassisted.
The Cleveland State goal scored by number 4, Nick Wendell. Time was 12:16 of the third period.
Cleveland State now up 12-1 as Nick Wendell fires in a goal. Came into the game with 10 goals. I think he has 2 tonight, a total of 12. Now we have Drake Stevens facing off, long stick midi, but controlled by Walsh. 10-6 in favor of CSU on faceoffs. Walsh is going to complete this clear. It's over the, once it's over the midline, people drop in, play defense. Walsh content to work it from behind. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. 12-1 Cleveland State. Shot and save. Ten saves for Espinoza versus 12 saves for Walsh. Difference is 1 goal versus 12 goals. Cleveland State trying to press a little bit. CSU recovers the loose ball. Now CSU will try to clear it. And they get it into the restraining area. CSU is 14 for 15 on clears. Walsh is 11 for 14. Nope, it is a goal. I thought it was outside the cage. Nope, not a goal. It was the end of the period. There was a shot, but it hit outside the cage. Made the net jump.
At the end of 3 periods, Cleveland State 12.
Coach Sheridan will now have the opportunity to make sure everybody plays minutes. That's been his pattern when he's had this kind of a lead. Let everybody play and get experience. They all work just as hard in practice. Just a gorgeous night here in downtown Cleveland. A little bit windy. Started the game in the high 70s.
And the Viking lacrosse team will be here at Krenzer Field in 2 weeks on Saturday, April 29th at 7 p.m. in the final home game of the season as the Vikings battle Detroit Mercy. Group ticket specials are available by calling 216-687-5440.
Shots are 31-20. CSU. All right, the final 15 minutes, ready to go. Okay, we're ready to start the last quarter of the game. Cleveland State leading 12-1. Walsh gets the face-off. Turn it over out of bounds. CSU will pick it up. That's number 31's Drake Stevenson. He faced off a minute ago. Third face-off man of the day. CSU clears the ball. Now we'll settle into their offense early in the fourth quarter. Nick Wendell on with the ball up top. CSU subbing out. Nick Wendell thinking about the shot, but passes it. I feel like a stalling call is coming on here pretty soon. Officials are starting to make eye contact. CSU looks content to wing it around the outside. But Noah takes a shot. Nick Wendell, number 4. And saved. And now Walsh will clear the ball up. I noticed CSU being one-on-one with a goalie because he likes to run it up, and they're going to keep it away from him. So Walsh has cleared it. And now the game of switching up the players takes place. Teams are allowed to sub on the fly, which when switches over from offense to defense, players switch in and out. The middies anyway, the attack and the defensemen are pretty much the same. Shot and off target. Walsh retains possession at the end line. Must be given 5 yards by the defense when they start up. There's a little bit of a push from behind. And careful. Going to get a slash here somewhere. Or a trip. There it is, the flag down. Is going to call hopefully only a push. No possession. It's a three-man crew. They signal over. It's on the far side of the field, so they signal the closest guy to make the play. My sense is they're going to call a trip, and Cleveland State will be down 1 minute. I always say he didn't mean to trip him, but he did trip him, so not debatable. Well, looks like they turned it into a 30-second push. Even though the ball was loose, I thought, but maybe it happened before the ball was loose. So they're man up for 30 seconds. This is Walsh's 5th man up of the game.
Cleveland State penalties were on number 14, Skylar Jimenez, number 88, Parise Williams, 30-second penalties.
Oh, they actually called 2 penalties, so CSU is down 2 men. So it's 6-on-4 plus the goalie. Not a surprise, CSU's in a box, a 2-2. There's a shot from outside and gets by the goalie. Number 25, the leading scorer. And that's Brian Krim for Walsh. Shot and score. So they were successful on the extra man, and everybody in the penalty box releases.
The Walsh goal scored by number 25, Brian Krim. Assist to number 13, Ryan Martin. A man advantage goal.
All right.
At 4:42 of the 4th period.
12-2 now in favor of the Vikings. And Mark Erso facing off, but won by Walsh. Walsh is coming back on faceoffs. They're now 10-8. Knock the ball loose. It's on the ground. Uh-oh. Point blank saved by the goalie. Nope, it went in the goal. On the rebound. He had one save and then it went in. It was one of those, the rebound came out front and was not controlled by the goalie. And in fact, we have our backup goalie, which I missed. So it's now number 18, Marshall Amon, A-M-O-N. So Espinosa's out. I think he's been out this whole quarter. Sorry I didn't pick it up sooner. So number 18 is in the cage for the Vikings. And the face-off that time again won by Walsh over CSU's Stevenson, Drake Stevens. Ten minutes and 20 seconds to go. Walsh controlling this quarter so far. And another shot and save. Shot and score.
Walsh goal scored by number 13, Ryan Martin. Assist to number 24, Alex Hudgens.
All right, Walsh making a little bit of a late comeback. Score now 12-4 in favor of the Vikings.
The Cleveland State penalty on number 21, Justin Connor. What penalty or cross check?
In addition, CSU there'll still be a face-off, but CSU will play down a man. start this quarter. Facing off is Drake Stevens, number 31. But depends on who gains possession. CSU is down 1 minute. And now there seems to be some debate. Officials talks to number 3, gets him back behind the restraining line. They're ready to set the face-off. Again, it's Drake Stevens facing off for the Vikings. 10 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Score 12-4. The Vikings just have not possessed the, that's a moving pick, but not called. Again, the face-off won by Walsh. Face-offs are now even, 10-10. Walsh has dominated this quarter, both in scores and in face-offs. Walsh content to move it around the outside. CSU playing off him a little bit. Oh, because they're down a man. There was a cross-check at the end of the last play, which you still serve even though a goal was scored. So it's 6 against 5 plus the goalie. Walsh trying to work it. An extra man. Ball's on the ground, and it's going to be Cleveland State's ball on the turnover. Uh-oh, threw it over his head. And he caught it. Wow, couldn't tell that from here. He jumped up and caught the ball, fell down. Cleveland State clears it, and good clear. CSU hasn't had the ball much on offense this quarter, so they're content to work it, do a little subbing. Get some guys on the field. And we have my man Gideon back out there. Gideon Brockenborough from Philadelphia, number 47. CSU moving the ball nicely, but not necessarily looking for their shot. We're going to see the stalling call pretty soon. Shot and save, picked up by the defense. Successful clear by Walsh. 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go. CSU trying to face guard the leading scorer who shoots and scores. That didn't work real well. Another goal for Walsh, making it look more respectable at 12-5 now in favor of the Vikings. 6:40 to go. That was their leading scorer scoring again.
The Walsh goal, scored by number 25, Brian Cribb.
Brian Krim has at least 2 goals tonight.
Assist to number 27, Benjamin Sakoma.
Walsh appears to be strong from the midfield, and that's where their goals have come from.
fourth period.
Facing off for CSU again, Drake Stevens controls this face-off. CSU has 11 to 10 face-offs, but loses the ball out of bounds, and it will be Walsh's ball. Still not in the box, but now they have it in. So a successful clear for 6 minutes to go in the game. Walsh controlling the ball most of the fourth quarter in the goals. Another shot and goal. Now we have 12-6. CSU is going to take a timeout. Probably Coach Sheridan a little frustrated.
Benjamin Sakoma at 9:24 of the fourth period. Score is 12, Walsh 6, timeout, Cleveland State.
Here we are at Krenzler Field on the campus of Cleveland State University in downtown Cleveland on the corner of 18th and Chester, where Cleveland State leads Division II Walsh 12-6 with 5 minutes and 36 seconds to go. It's been a great fourth quarter for Walsh, and CSU is actually sending back out Janee Tessler to face off. Knowing how important the face-off is, let's stop this run. Janee Walsh is knocked down, but Janee Tessler is knocked down. Walsh gains possession, at least temporarily. Trying to clear it now. I have face-offs at 11-11, with Walsh getting most of the catching up in the fourth quarter. Oops. CSU defender fell down, but Walsh could not take full advantage. Shot off goal. Ball's back in play. Walsh has time to recover as long as it doesn't make it to the midline. Going to be off Walsh. It'll be CSU ball. 3 minutes and 48 seconds to go. CSU's about to go. Nope, they stayed on sides. Very good, and a good clear. CSU probably content to work a little clock. Although some of the young bucks want to score. Winding down here in the fourth quarters, Cleveland State leading 12-6. CSU working the ball very quickly and a shot over the cage. There's a weak call. They're going to call a foul on Walsh, probably for tripping or pushing. Shot from lying on the ground. Amazing. They're not getting down a couple different ways. I thought the first one might have been a 30-second push at most. Didn't think it was a trip. But we'll see what the officials call. They're in charge.
The Walsh 30-second penalties.
Looks
Number
like
29, Dean Almanzar, and the number 41, Matthew Reagan, both receive 30-second penalties.
all right, now we have Walsh in a four-man box, 2-2. Two 30-second penalties. Cleveland State up for 30 seconds, up two men. Almost threw it away. Trying to get inside close. And there's a shot and a save. But CSU picks it right up again. And a shot and score, I think, by Chase Baker. That would be at least his third goal.
Cleveland's goal scored by number 33, Chase Baker. Assist to number 22, Tristan Copeland.
Leading scorer gets the assist, Tristan Copeland. 1 minute and 49 seconds to go. It's now 13-6. And it looked like Mark Erso on the shot, save, picks it up and misses. I should say on the face-off. And rates down the field, gets a shot off. CSU retains possession, although we're changing up lines. Minute and a half to go in the contest. Cleveland State leading 13-6. Shot and off the cage. That was by Tommy Joyce. One troubling has been the number of shots we've taken that were not on the cage, but missed pass, once it comes over the midline, it's like over and back in basketball. Unless it's deflected. In that case, it was off Cleveland State, and it's a turnover. So as we're working down, coming under the minute to go in the game, Walsh has possession. Walsh has certainly looked better in the fourth quarter. Shot and miss the cage. .36 seconds to go. Walsh up top trying to drive for the cage. Does a little swim action. Somewhere in there, the ball went in the cage as he got knocked down with 24 seconds to go. Makes it 13-7.
The Walsh goal scored by number 27, Benjamin Sakoma.
I have shots 40 for Cleveland State and 29 for Walsh. Saves I have 14 for the Walsh goalie and 12 for Cleveland State. Face off again. Marker, and it's a fast break and he misses the cage from point blank. Misses the cage again. Couple good opportunities, 7 seconds to go. Cleveland State's going to be content to wing it or just hold on to it. And we're winding it down here at Krensler Field on the campus of Cleveland State.
Your final score.
We have a final 13-7. Be sure to look at CSUVikings.com to get all the game stats. I tried to give some as we went. This is John Perry signing off for Cleveland State Facebook production. Thank you very much. Have a great Easter, everybody. Take care.